What's up, people? In this video, we're going to do Coach Red Pill Men Are Tired. I did another Coach Red Pill video today, earlier, but there's a problem with my recording software and none of the video's audio got recorded. So it was just like him muted and me talking. So whatever. Anyway, I figured just do another one now. So here we go.
We are tired. We men are tired. We are tired of being treated like shit. We are tired of being blamed for everything that goes wrong. We are tired of being blamed for other people's failure. We are tired of being shamed for being men. We're tired of having to fix everything and never getting any thanks. We are tired of having our problems dismissed. We're tired of having our hopes and dreams mocked. We are tired of our brothers dying by suicide, by the truckload. And not only is no one saying anything about it, there are some people who laugh about it. We are tired of how our legitimate problems and grievances are dismissed as whining, while every trivial little nuisance that women have is treated like a global catastrophe. We are tired of having to put up with incompetent women as our bosses. We are tired of living in a world that is ruled by feelings and moods, instead of a world ruled by reason, logic, knowledge, and experience. We're tired of being called a misogynist, just for pointing out how bad things have gotten. We are tired of having to watch every little thing we say and not being able to speak our minds. We are tired of people saying that men and women are the same, that there's no difference between men and women can do everything that a man can do, which we all know is not true. We are tired of not getting any credit, or even a little bit of appreciation, for busting our asses day after day.
Yeah, okay. I'm tired too, but not about that. Yeah. Complaining. Why are you complaining, bro? Like, sounds like maybe at the end of this video there will be like a plot twist. Like, this is how those liberals sound, whiny little bitches. It's like, probably not. But yeah, anyway, whatever. God, I need an apartment. Why are you complaining? What's the big deal, really? Like, this is the world, dog. This is how it is, you know? What is the point of this? Like, I don't know. I feel like the last couple videos that I did, like the last video that I did of his was the one I did today was 1,000 Cock Stare, right? Also a very bitter video, very like entitled. Not entitled. This is entitled. Just so bitter. Like, blamed for everything. You're not blamed for everything. We're not blamed for everything. What was the other one? Incompetent bosses. Like, an incompetent boss will be punished by the market for being incompetent. What was the other one? We're tired about men killing themselves. Fucking, that's like an individual problem. Like, you fucking killed yourself, homie. Like, you know, you had a million options, a million things you could have done, but you killed yourself. Like, okay, it sucks. Sorry, maybe that's insensitive for me to say that, but like, who are you demanding things from? Like, this is just button pushing. I don't like button pushing. It's pandering. It's obvious that it's pandering. Like, CRP, like, where's the advice, dog? Like, you had good advice before. I don't know. It's the problem with YouTube. It's like, when you make a video that does well, you kind of, I'm not saying this would happen with him. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this, like, I don't know. But anyway, you make a video that does well, you understand the sentiment that people respond positively to in the form of likes and views and clicks or whatever. You continue to make videos like that. Everybody has this problem, right? You play the algorithm. You don't necessarily like say what you want to say. But maybe he does want to say this. I don't really know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But I don't know. Like, what is this? Like, life is a fucking struggle, dog. Like, what do you expect? What's the alternative, really? What's the alternative? You think people are gonna fucking work together for what? It's a cutthroat world, homie. Like, straight up. Like, you're not, you know, you will. I'm not saying don't collaborate, right? I'm not saying don't make friends, but who's the enemy here? Who's holding you down? Who's the man? You know what I mean? This actually sounds like, you know, I don't want to say like Black Lives Matter, but like, I don't know anything about Black Lives Matter either, but like, this is what it sounds like. It sounds like socialist, like communist, like, we're sick of, you know, our unfair working environment, we demand equal rights or something. Like, the world is so easy these days. You know, you have so much freedom. You're allowed to get on YouTube and like say whatever you want. Like, who's stopping you? Really, who's stopping you? Am I wrong? I don't know.
Day after day in jobs we hate in order to put food on the table for our families. We are tired of losing our families just because our wives want to, quote, find themselves, and they get a judge to force us to pay for their journey of self-discovery. And we're left holding the bag, paying the goddamn bills. We are tired of judges ripping us away from our children just because a vindictive ex-wife yells child molester in a courtroom, even though there isn't a shred of evidence and everyone knows she is lying. We're tired of getting nervous when we're in an elevator with just us and a lone woman. We are tired of women yelling rape just because they later regretted sleeping with us. We are tired of women being believed even when the evidence proves that she's lying. We're tired of living in despair. We are tired of...
Oh God, this is hard to watch, honestly. Like, what's the who's scared of riding in an elevator with a woman? Please, if you're scared of riding in an elevator with a woman, leave me a comment. Let me know why you're scared. Please tell me that. Please, like, I don't get. I'm not scared to be riding in an elevator with a woman. She's gonna think I said rape or like I tried to rape her or something. Like, working in a job you hate, maybe you should fucking start a business, homie, or like get a different job. You know, this is pandering. This is really what this is. Trying to rile people up. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Like, it's okay to be manipulative. You know, everything is a manipulation. But when it's obvious, it loses its power, loses its magic. You know what I mean? People don't like it, or that's my perception, at least. You know, we want to be fooled. Like, if you're watching a movie and you know the actor is acting, if he's a bad actor, you're like, this movie sucks. But if he pulls it off well, you're like, oh, this is so good. This is not, I don't know. To me, it's very transparent. I'm sorry, CRP. Like, you know, I said this in the last video that I did of his that was muted for his entire part, but like, I'll probably upload it anyway because I sounded really smart in that video. I have respect for people who make YouTube videos, straight up. Like, you know, people who make videos, like, this is the quote that I said before. It's like, you know, you raised your son right if he grows up to make YouTube videos, and you know you raised your son wrong if he grows up to write YouTube comments. Okay, so like, props for sure. But like this, like inciting this sort of negative emotional response from people whose problems are their fucking problems as a result of stupid choices that they've made. Come on, bro, that's irresponsible, really. Like, you want to like put that power in the hands of these people who are too stupid to like navigate the world intelligently. To be fair, you know, it might sound a little bit unfair, but like, and I'm sure many people have the best intentions, of course, and they get unfairly taken advantage of in divorce court and blah blah blah. But like, I think this whole like red pill thing, I think they blow it out of proportion a lot. Right? It's like they're making it seem like it's this epidemic where like women are like walking down the street, like pointing at people, calling them rapists, like apropos of nothing, and just fucking people's lives are being ruined for no reason. I mean, I don't know, like, really, I don't know. It's like this internet warrior shit. I just don't like it. I also don't like being obviously manipulated.
Of having to bite our tongue when a woman starts talking about something that we are experts at. And she starts talking about it, and she knows absolutely nothing, and is 100% wrong, and yet we can't say anything. We just have to nod and accept her wisdom just because she happens to be a woman, no matter how incompetent she actually is. We're tired of being called a misogynist and forced to respect someone who does nothing to earn that respect. We're tired of being forced to be passive-aggressive instead of direct and honest. We are tired of...
I was watching an RSD Luke video the other day, and very intelligent guy, like incredibly intelligent. And one of the things that he mentioned, that because I have a lot of respect for people who work in the pickup industry, because they teach you there's actionable advice, practical tips, things you can do, specific words and sentences you can say to get you the result that you want, right? As opposed to this is like rah rah, we're angry, everybody get mad, and like write your local senator or go to Reddit and like put a link to my video, whatever. Pickup is much more practical. It's much more actionable. They teach you how to win, not just like this. What is this? This is fluff. I'm sorry, CRP. Like, what is this really? I'm tired too, but like, Anyway, the reason I bring that up, and the reason I bring up Luke is because he has, in my opinion, correctly identified how to get people to like you, not just women. This is about pickup, so it's normally about women. But what he says is that there's two options in a conversation, right? Let's say you're talking to somebody, you're talking to a group. There's two options. You can either, let's say, well, there's two things you should do, let's call it. There's one which is called a break in rapport, right? Which is where you intentionally disagree with the other person, let's call it, disagree figuratively or literally. And the other one is to essentially just like ask them questions and get them to invest, right? It's break in rapport and what's called qualification, right? So for example, let's say you're talking to somebody and you ask them some question, whatever, and they respond with a good answer, not just like a one-word answer, right? They respond with a good answer. If you act excited about what they say, regardless of what they say, regardless of they're right, they're wrong, they're smart, they're stupid, whatever. If you act excited about what they say and say, oh my God, no, really? No way, are you serious? That's so cool. Wow. And you ask a follow-up question, the reward that you've given them for them investing in the conversation will link up in their mind. Okay, wow, I just answered this question for this person. I got a reward. Now when I answer the next question, I'll get an even bigger reward, right? That's the method here. Okay, if they give, let's say, like a one-word answer, you do a break in rapport or a tease, for example, and you bust them on it a little bit. Like, oh, who you here with tonight? Oh, my friends. Come on, you have friends? Really? You have friends? Come on. I don't believe you. Where are your friends? Are they imaginary friends? You bust them on a little bit. No, my coworkers from here, blah, blah. And then once they invest a little bit more, right, they give you like the actual answer as a response to the break in rapport, then you reward that, and you build the goal is to build the investment, right? So in regards to what he said, and this is maybe nitpicking, whatever. I know this is not a practical video like designed to like give anybody any tip or help on anything, but let's take it at face value and say that it was. Instead of like, and I used to do this too. I used to be like logical, like, God, what this person said was so fucking stupid. Like, I have to say something about it. But if instead you bite your tongue and you just like ask them a question about it and you pretend like you're interested, and you get them to invest more, and you get them to like open up to you more, by the end of that conversation, if they're talking 90% of the time and you're talking 10%, they're going to think that you're the best conversationist in the world, and they're going to feel like they know you and they like you, and like it's going to be good for you, right? So it's like this is a very selfish video, really. It's very selfish. And sure, fine, it's good to be selfish sometimes, but it's very like tantrumy, right? Like, I don't like this job, I read on the internet that some man, like something bad happened to him. Oh, I'm angry, like, I think it's dumb. Sorry.
Of having to play video games in order to escape this culture that hates us. We are tired of not being able to speak our minds. We are tired of these effeminate soy boys that everyone wants us to be, but which we men find disgusting and repulsive. We're tired of not being able to tell a joke without fear of offending someone. We're tired of not being able to say, that's wrong. What you're saying is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. We're tired of not being appreciated or respected. We're tired of being sold shit we don't want, we don't need, we didn't even ask for. We are tired of being told that we cannot be happy unless we buy this, that, or the other piece of crap that costs us an arm and a leg and a lifetime of credit debt. We are tired of being watched all the time, as if we were evil, just because we happen to be men. We are tired of being sold off to debt slavery in order to get an education. We are tired of being afraid to get sick.
Am I muted? Did I unmute myself? Yeah. So I could take these one by one, but like, what's my issue with this? Is that like he's not talking about himself. When he says we, fine, but like I don't think he has any of these problems. Him specifically. I don't think he's in debt. I don't think he like. I could be wrong. It seems like it has it together. You know what I mean? This is clearly designed to like incite action or emotional response from like bitter incels. Sorry, everyone, but like bitter incels who, either have these. What's up, brother? How are you? Who either have these problems or like read that other people might have these problems somewhere in some sensationalized like newspaper. That's my problem with this. That's number one. Number two, you don't have to go into debt to get an education. You can get a scholarship. You can educate yourself on the fucking internet for free. What were the other ones? We have to play video games. Nobody said you have to fucking play video games. Who said you have to play video games? What are you talking about? I'm wondering, like, because I don't like saying anything bad about anybody, but like, I actually thought this guy was like, would give good advice as like the friendly uncle, you know what I mean? Who's like been around the block. That's like the vibe that I got from him before. And he'd like sit you on his lap and you're like 5 years old and be like, listen, little Johnny, women are sluts, all right? Just remember that. You know, it's like, okay, haha, okay, crazy uncle, you know, pill, whatever. But this is more, this is overtly manipulative, and I get the heebie-jeebies. It's bad juju, you know what I mean? Fortunately, I don't think it'll actually turn into anything. But like, it's very like, yeah, I don't know. I was going to say like Hitler-esque, but like that's not good. Anytime a leader tries to like incite an emotional response in his followers, let's say, I don't like overtly like this. Like, we're tired, we demand change, you know, let's get angry about it. I think that's you're headed for trouble, really. Unless it's really actually bad. Like, nobody's being overtly oppressed, right? This is the same argument as like systemic racism, right? It's like, I met this black guy once when I was an Uber driver, and he told me about systemic racism. I'd never heard of it before, but basically what he said, he's like, you know, in poor areas, for example, there's lots of fast food places and no grocery stores, whereas in rich areas, it's the opposite. There's lots of grocery stores and there's no fast food places. So I was like, huh? And he's like, yeah, that's systemic racism, because like that means that poor people don't have access to healthy choices. And, you know, I guess the follow-up point was that like most poor areas, like in LA, this is in LA, like black people live in the poor areas, or Mexicans or whatever, not white people. So it's like systemic racism, right? It's like not overt racism. That's kind of what this is, except this is like systemic racism, but based on gender or sex or whatever it is. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, again, that's why I find this so confusing, because like Coach Red Pill, all these Red Pill guys are supposed to be so conservative, supposed to be like libertarian, supposed to like believe that like you have your fate is in your own hands, is it not? And then it's like, well, actually our fate is in our own hands, but it's not fair. So like, it's in our own hands, but it's not fair. So like, let's get mad about it until there's enough of us to form an angry mob, so that there's no individual consequences for any of us, like killing a bunch of people or something. I'm, again, putting words in his mouth. I'm not saying that he's saying that. It's an example, right? Let's clear that from the record. I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is how I see things. Maybe I'm a fucking selfish asshole. Maybe. Probably. But, like, at the end of the day, I believe, and I'm pretty sure he does too, and I think I would even make the argument that most people who, like, are into the Red Pill should probably believe it also, I think. That, like, at the end of the day, your fate is in your hands. At the end of the day, you have a choice what you want to do at any moment and any time. I watched, on the plane ride to Israel, I watched this video, Vanilla Sky, I think it's what it's called, with Tom Cruise. And great movie. Every Tom Cruise movie is a great movie. But in the movie, there's a quote that's repeated often, and say, like, every minute is an opportunity to turn it all around. Right? And it's like, I saw that and I was like, fuck, that's so true, you know? Because we all wait for these, like, we all wait for something to happen. Like, oh no, I'll start when this happens. And then it gets pushed further and further and further, and we never do anything about it. But it's true. Every minute is an opportunity to turn things around. That's not the message that this is sending. I don't know. I like my message better.
In case the hospital bill bankrupts us. We are tired of movies and TV shows and video games and the rest of it portraying us as bumbling incompetents, when out in the real world, we're the ones who get shit done. We are tired of boys being punished for being boys. We are tired of boys being medicated and disciplined as if they were defective girls. We are tired. We're tired of all your bullshit. We're tired of elections that don't mean anything unless we vote for the right candidate, for the right side of the political argument. We are tired of being mocked and ridiculed and feared and labeled as a bad thing just because we have a hard time getting a girlfriend. We are tired of being told to be a nice guy and told to follow the rules and told to stay in line. And then we watch as the asshole who breaks all the rules and crosses every line gets all the girls, all the money, and all the praise. We are tired of being lied to. We're tired of feeling so lonely even when we're in a room full of people. We are tired of being afraid all the time. We are tired. We men are tired. And if you keep pushing us, well, we're going to turn around, we're going to look you in the eye, and then we're going to fuck you up.
All right. See, this is what I was saying. It's like, no, you're not, dog. What are you gonna do, fool? Like, come on, bro. What is this? Humanity as a whole suffers when we are all divided. Blah blah blah. Violence won't solve the problem. These guys are gonna fucking get violent. Are you kidding me? The only way they would get violent is if like, if there's an angry mob. There's not gonna be an angry mob. These people don't leave their fucking house. They don't leave their computer. They're like, should I go like get violent like outside where the sun is, or should I like watch another CRP video? Should I watch like the latest Red Pill video? Like go post on Reddit? Yeah, those fucking sluts. Like, thank God. Also, thank God for the internet. I really feel like the internet made the world a safer place, because it made it so easy to get like a dopamine hit anytime you want, right? Like you don't have to go fucking form an angry mob and like lynch people and kill them to get a dopamine hit. You know what I mean? Just fucking watch some porn, jerk off, you know, or like watch a cat video, or like browse Facebook or Instagram, or like any of these things. Play video games, any things that he said. And so to the point I made earlier, like this is not about CRP. Fuck, am I muted? I really better not be muted. All right, good. This is not about him. I don't think he's tired of any of this shit. This is like, this is it's acting. It's like it's entertainment. Really, it's entertainment is what it is. Violence. Get the fuck out of here, dude. What are you gonna do, man? Come on. Who are you gonna fuck up? Who's the enemy here? Really? Who are you gonna go after? Like, you know what I mean? It's a shame that I mean, it's a shame and it's not a shame. Again, like I said, because like it's going to be it's very general. It's very vague. It's like, if, for example, this is just the example that popped into my head, but it's like, if he was like, it's the Jews, you know, fucking Jews, like Jewish soy boys, like Jewish media, what else? Like, I don't know, vegans, Jews trying to make us go vegan. Like, I'd be like, all right, maybe time to worry a little bit. But there's no clear enemy here. It's like, who's the enemy? Who are you raging against? The system? Okay. Going to topple the U.S. government and do what exactly? What form of government is better than the U.S. government? What country is better than the U.S.? Like, you want to go somewhere else? Go ahead. Like, I don't know. But and you know what's funny to that point is that like, if people knew, there's a lot of like right-wing Jews, like a lot. In fact, I would even say most Jews are like to the right of the spectrum politically. Most Jews like have very clearly defined roles for men and women, right? Like, you want to talk about like red pill shit, like virgin till you're married, stay in the kitchen. You're not in Judaism. You're not even allowed to touch. Like, touch. You can't even touch a girl. Like, men and women are not supposed to touch until they're married at all. What else? Like, lots of like nationalistic stuff, especially in Israel. Like, it's kind of crazy because like people don't. And I know he's not saying. I'm not saying that he said that. I don't think he would. But like, it's funny to me how like all of these like, because all these things kind of go together. It's like red pilled incels, like anti-Jewish stuff, you know, U.S. government like was behind 9/11, which is another thing. I won't get into that now, but like the upcoming race war, like they post on poll on 4chan. They're all it's like a caricature of somebody. But it's funny to me how these people, they actually either choose to ignore or really just have no idea about anything to do with like Jewish or Israeli culture, that they don't understand that like a lot of like Israelis, especially Israelis, fucking red pilled as fuck, bro. Are you kidding me? Very tough dudes, actually very tough. And the like the liberal Jewish community, You know, BuzzFeed writers, like Washington Post writers, like stuff like that. Like those guys are like every rabbi pretty much. Every rabbi is red pilled as fuck, dude. Like I said before, like very clear rules for men and women. Um, like very strict like guidelines. You do have some conservative. It's called conservative Judaism. It's not conservative politically. It's like conservative Judaism or Reform Judaism. That is more liberal, politically liberal in the American sense. But those are relatively new, and they're not. Those people do not have like the strongest Jewish identity as compared to Orthodox, or you know, Haredi or something like Black Hat. Anyway, do some research on that, people. Like, really. But anyway, about this, like, we're gonna fuck you up. Like, come on. I don't know. And this is art. That's the thing. This is artistic expression, really. Like, props to Homeboy for making the video. Really, props to anybody for making any video. And like I said, I know this is an artistic statement. This is not a call to arms or a call to action. I just, I would kind of worry if, like, let's say this video went viral and like was like made the news or something, and it was positively reinforced to the point where like this guy was like pushed to the top as like the leader of the red pill movement as a result of this video, and it really just resonated so strongly with all these people that like he was kind of compelled to further define this issue, as opposed to like, yeah, it did like okay, and like he moved on to the next topic and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? That would maybe like, because that would give this message more momentum, more credibility, as opposed to just like, I don't want to say ignoring it, but like as opposed to just like popping up in your feed, watching it, and moving on. Anyway, whatever. It's 3 weeks ago. Doesn't seem to have like made a splash. Anyway, I've done 3 videos today, and I hope this one comes out okay. What do you guys think? Are men tired? Are you a man and you're tired? Do you agree with CRP? Has anything bad actually ever happened to you, or did you like just read about it on the internet and like now it's like your life goal to like leave supportive comments for your favorite red pill celebrities? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.